Wonderful show today. All right. Please help me welcome our second overall guest. She is a two-way superstar for the LA Legends and the most talented running back in the WNFC. She's a business owner and a trainer for over 10 plus years. She is a new head coach of the Hawthorne High School football team. Please welcome Coach Jazmin Gamble.
Hey everybody,
Hello, how you doing?
What's going on?
what's poppin'? Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So you got out of practice?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. That's cool. Um, First question: how was practice today?
It was cool. We met up at a park to just kind of go over some formations and things. We made it to playoffs, so we play in about 4 days. So we just cleaning up some stuff, tightening up some things.
Okay. Um, who's gonna start us off with the actual
Hey,
question?
Jasmine, how's it going? What
Hi.
is your sports background like growing up? All sports that you have played.
Yeah, so kind of all of them. I mean, I started off as a gymnast, actually a gymnast and a cheerleader. And then once I stopped that, I got into volleyball and I ran track. I played basketball. And yeah, I mean, I went to 4 different high schools. So each high school, I played a different sport, interesting enough. One of the high schools, I didn't play any sports. But the other three, I played different sports throughout high school, and then once high school ended, I hung it up and I became a worker bee.
What's your favorite sport? Your favorite sport to play?
It probably was volleyball. I feel like if I would have locked in, because I played volleyball competitively, if I would have locked in, I could have probably went to college and played volleyball, and I would have probably took that through. But that wasn't what ended up happening.
Okay. You got anything else, Will?
Yep. And then, okay, so when did you gain the passion to play tackle football?
I always laugh at this because it happens so late in the game. Um, I literally started playing at 31. So, I mean, I came in. I mean, I was an old head coming in playing, with all these young kids. But um, I was told about it by a friend. I actually went out and was like practicing and ended up tearing my ACL. So before I even stepped foot like for a game, okay, practice took my whole ACL. And so that was like a whole process, rehabbing from that. And then once I came back, I had something to prove at that point. So it was like lock in and see how good you can be, at this sport. And here we are.
Yeah, I kind of heard something. I don't know if it's true or not,
Yeah.
but they say women are more susceptible to ACLs because of you guys' menstrual cycle. Do you believe that's true?
There have been studies. I've actually read through some of those.
Yeah,
The the variables that are used, in my opinion, it's not enough evidence, but I will say that I think that women are more susceptible to them because of lack of like preparation. Like I think um we don't train enough, and we don't train unilaterally enough. So some of that development that these boys get from age 5 on, because they're playing this sport for, you know what I mean, coming in and playing a collision sport, later in life is different. And a lot of times you haven't prepped the body leading up to then, you know what I mean? So
so
uh,
you've heard that as well, though, about
yep,
the menstrual cycle and ACL. Okay.
yep. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that are tied into your menstrual as a woman. So, yes, we go through phases, hormonally. And so, yes, that can affect our performance. So I think it's more about the preparation, like how much can you prepare to prevent some of these things from happening. And I just don't think that we are actually where we tap into those resources enough.
Yeah,
Okay, with the
Okay.
rapid expansion of girls and women in football, what would you say to their parents that are on the fence about They're girls playing football.
Tackle or flag?
Either or, because I know like flag football is going into high schools rapidly. They're starting to be in there having the playoffs and everything, and tackle.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime your kid wants to play a sport, you should be on board with that because you just learn so much as an individual playing sports. So I don't think that playing football is any different than playing, you know, soccer. You can get hurt in any sport, essentially. So I don't think that parents should be hesitant to get their daughters in these sports. There's a lot of lessons that you can learn that are just great for individual development. So let your girls play.
Yeah, I agree. Um, Let me ask you a couple questions. When
Yeah.
did you know you wanted to, and what gave you that final push to decide that you want to be a head coach?
Yeah. One, this was my last year playing. And I think I was just reflecting on all of the things that I have learned in this space. And I mean, I've been a coach for a long time, not coaching the sport of football, but
Right.
I've been a coach in several spaces, right? Like just development in general. And if I'm being honest, even in this space, coming and playing for a women's league, it made me just kind of see the lack of development, like that piece that we just don't get. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of what we're missing is that piece, I've trained kids, I've trained boys for years, and I've realized a lot of what transfers on the field is what they're getting off the field. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so for me, it wasn't even so much about knowing everything about football, because I think great leaders know how to put people in place, right? But I think that for me, it was like, how can you develop them outside, off the field, so that on the field, all that stuff transfers, and you get the right people in place that can pour into them where they're strong at. You know what I mean? And maybe that's not your strength. So for me, it was more about development. So I was like, that is a niche that you have. That is a strength of yours. You know how to develop people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the next step. This sport has given you a lot, and this is how you give back to the sport.
Okay. And how many years have you been playing for the Legends?
This is my fourth year.
Okay. Oh, so
Hmm.
you getting in and getting out.
Out of here. I'm out of here.
So back to you coaching. What have you learned from since you took the job until now about the team?
Oh gosh, so much. So one thing I will say is like coaching the sport of football is its own little world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was not a part of that world. Okay. So, I got thrown in real quick and I learned very quickly, like, oh, okay, like it's a dogfight, low key. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's trying to be the best. You know what I mean? They're trying to be the
Mm-hmm.
best, and and in so many ways, they're trying to be the best. It's because of them while these kids are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I'm kind of seeing a little bit more of. I'm not mad at it. I just, I'm big on like actions will always speak louder than what you got to say. You know what I mean? So, I've just learned to take my time and to kind of like hone in on the things that I'm really good at, and hone in on the things that I'm observing from the kids, that it's just not clicking. You know what I mean? Like there's a disconnect, And so for me, it's just been about honing in on those things and like filling in those gaps.
Yeah, like you said, you've been training and coaching kids for a while. When I started coaching, a lot of people were wondering how good I would be because they always thought I would say, "Why aren't you good as how I was when I played?" And but like you said, it's a whole different world when you get in the coaching business. It's a
Absolutely.
whole different atmosphere.
Absolutely. Even as
Let's
a
get
player,
back.
they're like, "Can she coach? Is she's a player?" And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Uh
there's
huh.
some transfer there. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not. I don't think every player should be a coach.
Right.
Truly, I don't think it's for everybody. But I think people forget, like, I have been coaching my whole career. I built a business from the ground up coaching people. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
that there's a layer of that people just forget, or they're not paying attention to. But yeah, I'm gonna be okay.
Even when I started coaching, I will always Google and research the coach that I was coaching with. Was he good? Do he know what he's talking about? So, so I understand the kids
Yeah,
doing that. Yeah, the kids do that
yeah.
to me now too. So,
It's nice that
um,
I'm actually playing though, because they get to see it in real time, which I think is something that is very unique in this space, right? Most coaches, they played already. They're like back in, when I was in high
fat like
school,
me.
which I think it's great that, you still have those stories, but I do think it's unique that I am
Yeah.
in season right now and they get to see it in real time. What that looks like,
So how was that when they came to your game?
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
How was that when they came to your to watch you play?
That was exhilarating. Now the result was trash. I was very disappointed in that game as a whole because we took that L. But um, it was exhilarating to see because even even losing, like got to see the dog fight in their coach through and through. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like we rock into the wheels fall off. Um, so I think it was really cool for them to see. I heard about it the whole week. I practiced. They was talking about it all weekend at practice, and it made me feel good. Because again, like I'm the coach, and they are having to prove their athleticism to me. But we can't forget them. Like I'm the new one, to them. So in so many ways, like I'm still, they're kind of looking at me to prove to them, that I know what I'm talking about, and I
Right.
deserve to be here. So I understand that that's a part of it. I just, I do what I do, so they can't deny it. They're just like, yeah, our coach is actually pretty sick, like So that's cool.
You scored like 2 or 3 touchdowns that game too, right?
For the Utah game, I scored one got called back.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but I
Okay.
scored one.
Um, Perez, you got any questions? You want to jump in real
Yeah,
quick?
I got a couple on. I got a couple on. This is going back to basically you coaching high school ball. You coaching varsity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not hearing you. It's getting really staticky. You talk.
Oh, maybe try turning off your Wi-Fi. Probably. She shouldn't be on Wi-Fi though. Well, she in the car?
No, but when the Wi-Fi is on, the phone goes slower for some reason. That's
Can you
usually a
hear it now?
fix.
What was that?
It's still very staticky. It's really loud.
Let's see if we let's try to remove her and put her back in.
Okay.
Well, message her to join back.
Dang, now answer
Damn, boy, you
machine.
sweat like some bitch over there.
I don't need to open the window.
Boy, look like he was in the sauna.
And when y'all be joining with the same link, does it allow y'all
What you
click the,
said?
do it allow y'all to click the same link when y'all be rejoining?
I'll
Yeah.
just type in StreamYard.
You got lower too.
I got
What do you
lower
mean I
or
got
Troy
lower?
did.
No, Latrell,
Lower what?
your
My shit
boy.
still clear.
You still good, Paris.
What about me?
No echo. No nothing.
You they can clearly hear you. You just low for me. Well, you low, but you're not low. You still clear, but you low.
Because I'm not screaming.
Well, now you don't gotta scream either, nigga. But you earlier you was like talking to your mic like Paris. He's talking, but he's on his mic. You
Oh, I just sat
oh
down, man. Fuck. What about now?
yeah. Here she go.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds better. You can hear us?
Yeah, way better. Can you hear me? Because now I'm in
Yes.
my car.
Yeah.
Cool.
But getting back to coaching, you coach varsity football, right?
Yeah.
So I know you say you trained people before, but now you're dealing with an element of teenagers, some that's going into adulthood.
Yep.
How do you feel you'll be able to handle that? Where that testosterone, some might have ego, some may feel as though since you've been a woman, you may not know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Some might butt back at you. You know what I'm saying? You have to deal with that attitude. So as a coach, how do you feel as though you'll be able to handle that?
Yeah. I mean, well, I've been there for a couple months, and we didn't already went through all that already.
Oh,
So
see,
that,
it is. I knew it. I knew
but
it.
yeah, that was bound to happen because
Yeah.
kids are gonna try you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and I knew that was gonna be a part of it. But also, I think in that, like, you gotta hold your ground, just like you would if you were coaching. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even look at it in. Everybody puts so much emphasis on like the gender, but for me, it's like it's a system. The system works. It doesn't matter what you know what I mean, like what your gender is. If you have a level of confidence about you and you stick to a system, they don't have no other choice but to respect it or get gone. So I think coming in, of course they were going to try me, but I think when they realized, like, if we got to lose every game this season to prove to y'all that I don't care about just talent alone, like, you gonna show up and get with the program, you're not above the program, like, y'all gotta know that we will lose every game this season. And I'm gonna be okay because I'm gonna get kids that actually want to be here and are gonna give 100%, and they're not gonna
Yeah.
spend my waste my time bucking back to try to prove a point,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
So
gonna get your respect one way or another.
absolutely, and sometimes that that takes a little bit of time. So I wasn't shocked, you know what I mean, when stuff happened. Actually wasn't as bad as I think people think, you know what I mean? But yeah, of course they tried me, you know what I mean? So I don't even it wasn't even about like me being a woman, like how am I gonna hold my own? It was more of like, this is the program and you're not above it. So you figure out what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not begging not one kid to stay on the program. Like, if you feel like you're so talented that you're above the structure, then you need to be somewhere else. Because in college they don't care. And if that's your goal, you know what I mean? Like, my role as a coach is to prepare you for the next level. Even if that is not college, when you get out of high school and you go on and live your life for real, people are gonna come up to you all the time, or you're gonna have adversity all the time. How you gonna deal with it? You're just gonna buck back, and so I feel like being a good coach is not just hyping
X's
them
and
up,
O's.
or hyping them up because they're, it's like, how can all these things transfer, and also, like, how can you have a good attitude while you're developing, you know what I mean? So yeah, we had already been through some things, and we came on the other side of it, you know what I mean? And if I'm being completely honest, the boys are locked in, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard the feedback from the parents. I even sometimes when I'm kind of maybe having doubts, like, I wonder how this kid feels or whatever, like, I'll get a email and they're like, man, like, these kids, you changing something, in them. Like, they talk about football different. They're excited to go to practice. So for me, it's like, I've already won. You know what I mean? If I got
Yeah,
more
yeah,
kids out here that were
Yeah.
here last year, I've already won in that space, because that was my job. Get people in here, get them excited to play, and teach them, so
I
yeah.
feel that. Because I got a daughter. She's multi-talented, plays multiple sports. She's 13 right now, and right now she's in flag football right now, and that's what we're gearing towards. So I kind of try to push her to that same thing of just going out there, not being scared, just going out there playing. So my next question is, do you see yourself going back to tackle women tackle football and like continuing to play? Because my
Women
daughter
back.
wants to play tackle football, and I told her as long as there's a women's league, I'll allow
Yeah.
you to play. I wouldn't let her play tackle football against boys because I know how
Yeah.
things can get. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how extra kids can go and do too
Mhm.
much, and I know how things get underneath the pile. So
Yep.
playing against women, I'm cool with it. But playing against girls her age playing tackle, I'm cool with it. So I want to know like what's that transition like going into tackle football for that?
Yeah. For girls, I think the biggest transition that you want to play. Like play any sport that you want to play. There's going to be a level of aggression, a level of competitiveness that's going to be a part of any sport you play.
Hmm.
So I'm on the same. I feel the same way about like having a women's league and women playing in that league. Because at the end of the day, I am a coach through and through, but like biology is biology, and that's never going to change. So I have played in this league, with individuals that are not biologically women, and I will tell you firsthand, it is different. I have
So
gotten hit by them. It is
do
different.
do they allow that? Like, do they allow trans to
Um,
have
if
women?
if I'm being honest, I actually don't really know what the new. I think the policy changed. I think this year. Um, I don't know if it's just like, oh, like trans can't play, or it's just a matter of like there has to be certain tests submitted and things like that.
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's more on that side. But the point I'm making is it is very much, it feels different as a woman getting hit. It feels different. I feel like I can speak on that, you know what I mean, being in it, it is different. But my point is like I don't, if there's a women's league, let the women play. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
why wouldn't she have to be able to play? Like she's going up against you know another woman that has the same level of competitiveness and maybe aggression or whatever, and she's going to get better being up against someone who maybe has a little bit more or maybe has more experience or whatever. We all grow in this space. Like I have become a better athlete being in this space, you know
Mhm.
so I mean, let the girls play. I think going from flag to tackle, it is different. I think people think it's the same. It is not the same. It's very
Right.
different. You know what I mean? It's very different. Um, and the recovery is very different. I think people forget about that part too. Like I'd be down a whole week coming back up playing running back. I'm like, whew, this is big and this is inflamed. And you know what I mean? It takes your body some time to recover, and unless you're playing these positions where you're like on the ground all the time, you really just cannot relate to what that feels
Right.
like. You know what I mean? The week after. So, if you rough and tough and that's something that you can get with, play. You know what I mean? But if that's not something that you want to experience, like having to actually recover from the game itself, then I would say stick to flag.
Yeah. What was your
Speaking on that,
ACL? Oh, my bad. New level. Was your ACL your only major injury?
That was my first
Your
major
first and only?
injury. At, well, I mean, I broke a bone in my hand a few weeks ago, but
yeah,
Oh,
you know
mm,
that was that. I'm all right.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
all
okay.
right. But
Speaking speaking on health, how's the overall health of the team going into the playoff game?
we're good. Our last game we had taken some hits, so actually we didn't have some key players playing in our last game. I mean, and we won. So a part of me was like, well, we all
Yeah,
right. We got a few of them back, so I'm excited. About playoffs. I feel confident. I've never not felt confident in our team. I just think that it's like anything. When things come up, there's like a synergy that has to be created, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
lost our quarterback our first game,
Week
you know,
one,
so
right? Yeah.
yeah, we didn't have like a backup quarterback. We kind of had to make a quarterback. So we've been navigating, that a couple of our big top dogs on the line, they got hurt, so we were down. So we've just had a lot of adversity all season. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of us. Like I'm like, shoot, we made it to playoffs with all these,
Right.
hiccups. We gonna be all right.
So week two, y'all played against the Rebellion,
Yep.
right? I think they ended at 5-1 or 6-0.
They ended 5-1 because they lost against Kansas City.
Right. And
Yep.
and that game, it was a real tight game heading to the fourth quarter. Seven
Yep.
fourteen. Y'all had a boatload of penalties, several turnovers. That was the first
Eight.
week without the turnovers.
8 turnovers.
8 turnovers. That was the first week without the starting quarterback,
Yep.
and y'all was in that game into the fourth quarter. So,
Yep.
what is your confidence level heading into this week's game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've never felt like they weren't a beatable team. Okay. Like that's
Uh-huh.
just, I never felt like that. So for me, it's just a matter of execution. Like I think any team is beatable, right? And
Right.
you can have, the plan, locked in, but if you don't execute, none of that matters. So for me, it's more just about execution. Like I don't have no fear around the team. I know that we can beat them. It's just a matter of, us all locking in individually for each other. You know what I mean? Like I know
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you play for your team, but really like you got to play the best football you've ever played. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to show up for all of us. So, I just think we all got to be on, period. We can't, none of us can be off. We all got to
Right.
be on.
How much of an emphasis is Brittany Lucene in y'all game plan? Like knowing where
Ball
she
is a
lines up and
ball is a baller, okay?
yeah. Right.
That girl gonna get flowers any chance I can give them to her because she, I mean, but also like ballers like
Other
me to every
ballers.
other team, right?
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
they're like, is nine playing,
Right. Right.
and I recognize that. Like you gotta accept that you're the threat. So, you gotta leverage that, and that's
Yeah.
great for me. I love that. Like, okay, no problem. I'm the threat. Great. We also have other great players. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not like worried about that. But, yeah, baller is one of those like you just identify who the threat is. She is the threat. She's fast. I'm fast, but she's just as fast. So, sometimes the outside run, I'm like, if anybody gonna give me, it's gonna be her. And I say it all the time, like, if someone gonna give me, it's probably gonna be her. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm okay with that because again, like, it makes me a better athlete. I tell her all the time, like, we chop it up on Instagram and stuff, and I'd be like, if iron sharpen irons for real, like, you only become a better athlete going up against athletes that are just as good as you, if not better.
Right.
And they're always challenging you. So for me, it's like I'm only getting better going up against the best. I'm okay with that. I ain't worried.
All
All
right,
right.
now,
Last.
let me go. Non-biased question.
Yeah.
Do you guys like your chances? Do you like your chances in the playoffs? Like realistically, I know you say you
I
have
I
injuries,
do.
and
I like their chances.
I
Paris,
know
have
you
you
say you had
watched?
injuries and everything. So, and
Yeah.
you say you
Have
were
you?
down the quarterback. So, do you think your chances have dropped, or do you think your chances are still pretty high?
No, I think our chances are still pretty high. I also feel like we've always been kind of the underdog, like even in the
Okay.
league. Like we're just, I think it's like, oh, LA, eh. And
Mm,
that's okay. Like I think that's okay because one, it's either like you gonna show up or shut up, and I just feel like it's gonna bring the dog out. I think that we
so,
have been the underdog for a little while, and that's okay. Um, but I think it gives us more reason, you know what I mean, to just play harder and to leave it all out on the field. Like playtime's over,
Last question. But Paris, if you see Mariah Lopez, she nice. She probably like the AB of their league.
I'm gonna have to
She
go check it.
nice.
Sick.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Um, what do you
I
think is the
told you I'm gonna be
next
watching.
steps?
I told you I'm gonna be watching. I need, hey, you got to send me a link or something, Cole. I followed you back.
I'm
I
gonna
need
send
to
it to you.
follow. I'm gonna need that link, coach. I gotta watch your games.
Yeah.
For real.
What do you think is the next steps in women's football to take the next steps to keep growing?
Uh, I mean, I hate to say it, but the money got to be behind us. It's like it's very difficult to and this is just as an individual. This y'all know this sport is a hard sport to play. These men play this sport at a high level, and that's all they do because they get paid for it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like, we all still have to go to work. Some of us are moms. You know what I mean? Like, some of us live in really expensive areas, so we got 3 4 jobs. You know what I mean? Like, and then we come out here and we try to play at a high level. um but the reality is, like, being able to play at a high level also is being able to have the resources to prepare for that type of play, right? So, and all that stuff costs money. It costs money to be
Coach,
trained.
Coach, I told them. Let me know if you agree with me or not. I told them if the NFL backed you guys like the NBA does WNBA,
Mhm.
the woman WNFC would skyrocket way past the WNBA, and it wouldn't
Oh,
even be close.
yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. But Flag I feel like Flag kind of came in and infiltrated that space a little bit. And so that
Yeah.
backing, I felt like, the NFL backs Flag 1,000%, right? So
Yes.
I also kind of feel like that was kind of the cop out, like, well, we back Flag. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right. That makes sense.
but,
Yeah. Cause
but like,
y'all
we
do
play tackle.
Is there
y'all
any
do like
celebrities that be at your game like that support? So anything that you have seen? 'Cause I know you're in LA, so
Yeah.
that's a celebrity stomping ground. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not really any celebrities, but I mean, like, I've had some opportunities to be on, some podcasts and talk to some people, just because, like you said, we're in that area. I'm in
Yeah.
I'm in the fitness world, so yes, I come across people that are in that world, and but I feel like, again, my job is to just spread the word. Like, this is what I do, and then perform at a high level, so it's something worth watching, right? I told somebody I was doing a story on my Instagram the other day, and I was like, it's still a product at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We got to be good. We have to be worth watching. So a lot of my fuel, like, yeah, I'm a ride for my team, solid wins or losses, but the fuel comes from, like, do people want to watch you? Are you good enough where people are like, I want to go see Jazmin run that ball because she be running? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that is actually the fuel. So, because to me, that's how you get people to buy in. Because they're like, I'm so entertained, I'm so mesmerized by this talent, I want to come to a game, right? So I think if we looked at it more like that, I think other people that may not be putting in the work or the effort
Yeah. See,
oh, she cut out.
yeah, she probably got a call or something.
Yeah.
See, they need to bring a team to Central Florida, bro.
I
Tampa,
told you there's
Orlando.
teams out there.
Man, Tampa, Orlando. I'm talking about the league. They play in the
Uh,
bigger league. That's the bigger one.
I think she cut out. Oh, she's in again.
So sorry.
No problem.
Can y'all hear me? My phone, it got hot and it said nope.
Yeah.
It's all right.
um but my point was, like, if we, prepared better to perform better, then that buy-in comes because
Hmm.
our product is solid. You know what I mean? So I still think it's on both sides, right? We need the backing, but also, as players, we have got to, we have to take it just as serious,
Hmm.
as the league is trying to take it to advance it.
Have you heard
Yep.
about them trying to add more teams?
I can't hear you.
Specifically, can you hear me?
Oh.
You
He's
still can hear me?
asking. She can't
I
hear you.
can't
He's
hear.
asking. Have you? Can you hear me? No.
She can't hear none
You
of us,
can't
huh?
hear? No.
Hello?
Now I can hear.
Oh, okay.
All right,
He
can
I
you
asked.
hear
can't
us?
hear Paris, but I can hear you, Chuck.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
He's asking. He's asking. Have you heard of the league trying to expand and build more teams? No, she can't
I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
hear. Yeah,
You
cause
asked her, it's like she heard you
Oh, he said, have you heard of the league expanding and making more teams?
Uh,
specifically in Florida,
I have not heard
Central Florida.
about that, but I think that that's, like, always the goal is, them trying to expand, get more teams. I mean, there are other leagues You know what I mean? So I'm always thinking like, man, if we just combined, but I think again, I'm sure there's plenty of politics behind that,
Yeah,
but as long as I think there are multiple leagues, I think it's always going to be kind of an uphill battle,
I agree.
I don't know
Well,
if that's
thank
going to
you,
change.
Coach. Thank you, Coach, for coming on. We will be
I
following
can't
you
hear
on the
you,
Hawthorne.
but I could
Okay.
hear, is it
Woo.
one young? I
Woo
can hear,
Young.
yeah, Woo Young. Okay.
Close us out. Woo.
Well, we're just thank you for coming on today and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
That's weak, man. Add some more.
I hope to see y'all I hope to see y'all streaming the game.
Where's the playoff game? Woo?
I'm trying to read your lips, Cheryl. I can't hear you.
Ask
Where is the playoff game? He was asking.
It's in Salt Lake in Utah.
Utah.
So
Salt Lake, Utah.
we'll all be out there Thursday.
It's a
The
3-day
first game is
weekend, ain't
Friday.
it?
We play at 2 p.m. on Friday. And then if we win, we play on Sunday. Back to back. Yeah. I can see your expression. I can't hear you, but I can see your expression. I told you
That
you
is
take a week to
crazy.
recover, right?
Hell no.
I
Hey,
told you
bro.
you
Hey,
take a week
bro.
to recover. Yeah.
Hey, woo. Tell them, bro. Tell them,
Yeah.
bro. They can't do them like that, bro. They can't do them like that, bro.
Nah, that's harsh.
Nah,
That
bro.
is
That's fucked up.
harsh.
They don't even do
No.
that to the.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
couldn't hear
All
you,
right. We'll
Paris,
close this
but
out.
yeah, it's rough. So that's what playoffs will look like. And then we
I
have
pray
a
for you,
couple
coach.
weeks, and then
Pray
we'll
for you,
all be in
coach.
Dallas either for the championship or for like all
Hey,
football.
coach. I'm gonna pray for you, coach. I'm
We'll
gonna
close
pray
this
for you,
out. Woo.
coach.
Yeah, thanks. All the prayers are being received because that's crazy.
Yes, yes.
All right, chat. Thank you, Jazmin, for joining.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great rest of the weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
You too. But that's fucked up, boy.
Where your
A day
mic,
rest?
bro?
A day rest?
That is crazy.
See, why is
A,
it clear now?
I don't know. A day rest, nigga. But this ain't AAU basketball.
This ain't bad.
This highly